Okay, when we're writing the equations from a trig graph, the first thing we need to do is find our zero line. And we do that by taking the max plus the min and dividing by 2 because it's the average of the max and the min. So 3 plus 1 is 4 divided by 2 is 2. I'm going to draw in my zero line. Okay? So that gives me a plus 2 because my zero line is where I shifted up or down. Now, I'm going to base my pattern off of the y-axis. At the y-axis, it goes 0, max, 0, min. The pattern that goes 0, max, 0, min is sine x. The problem is done. In this problem, my zero line is 0. And because it's 0, I don't need to write a plus or minus 0 because that doesn't change the problem. My height is 1. So multiplying by a 1 doesn't change, so I don't need to write that. Looking at the y-axis, my pattern is min, 0, max. Well, that doesn't match the ones that I've learned. I learned max, 0, min, but it is the flip of what I learned, so I reflected it, and that is shown with the negative out front. Okay, let's look at 3 and 4. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is find the zero line. What's the zero line, everybody? 0, beautiful. Right there, let me mark it. Okay, so it's plus 0. Is that necessary to write? No. And what's my height? 1. Is that necessary? Multiplying by 1, you don't have to write that. Okay, great. So now I'm going to look at the pattern. So my pattern is 0, max, 0, min. So who is that? Sine x. But we have something has changed. So let's talk about this, okay? Typically, if we look at a unit circle, right, when should sine hit its max, its highest point? Right here at pi over 2, right? This graph is hitting the max when? Pi over 4, okay? Which means the rapidness or the speed at which it traveled has changed. And you can simply do it by this. 2 pi over time for one cycle. Okay, so one cycle is how many points? Who remembers? 5 points. Okay? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, right? Or when I get from my start back to my start again. Yes? Okay. How long did it take to get to 5 points? From 0 to pi. So one cycle is pi, right? When I simplify this, what cancels? Pi, and I'm left with 2. And that goes in front of the x because in between the sign before the x because I had a change in the speed in the period. Okay? All right, let's move on to number 4. What's my zero line? 0. So do I need to write anything? No. What's my height? 3. So do I need to write anything? 3. Okay. My pattern must always be off of which axes? Y-axis. Okay. So 0, max, 0, min. Who is that? Sine. Okay. Did I hit my max at pi over 2? Yes, so the speed didn't change, so it's just sine x. Problem done. Please try 5 and 6. All right, so let's look. Where's my 0 for graph number 5? At 0. Excellent. What's my height? 2. Okay? It goes 0 minimum, 0 max. Oh, it's inverse of who? Sine, because the flip of 0 is the flip of max, min. So it just flipped, it reflected. So -2 sine x, problem done. Okay? I also like what I saw. You guys were doing the problems and then you were comparing with each other. That's good. That's good practice. Okay, where's my zero line here? Okay, so negative 6 plus 2 is negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Now, I will tell you another way to do this, because sometimes my eyes play trick on me. I go like this: loop, 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 loop. Oh, they met at this line. Equal number of loops, okay? Because this scale is kind of weird to read. So, all right. Okay, so where do I put